I went from 0 to 20k a month in Airbnb under 2 years. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the story of what I went through, starting from how I left my 9 to 5 to now becoming a 6-figure Airbnb business owner. By doing this, I've secured financial freedom for both myself and my family, allowing both me and my mum to quit our 9 to 5s. And I'm going to break down my entire journey for you and show you how it can help you quit your 9 to 5. So where did I start? I did the traditional route of going through school and going into university. I got into a really good university and I was enjoying my life, social life with my friends, going out, all the good stuff. But whilst my social life exceeded, I didn't feel like I was making strides in other parts of my life and getting to where I wanted to be. During my first year of university, it was actually 2021 during the second wave of COVID, and there were lockdowns everywhere. So this hindered my social life, and also I didn't feel like I was making any strides in my business degree. So it made me feel like my life was on pause and I wanted to drop out. My parents had two differing opinions about this actually. So my dad, being a bit more traditional, wanted me to stay in university, work my way up the corporate ladder and a corporate career. However, I think my mum always knew that I wasn't destined for university, the traditional sort of life, and she supported my entrepreneurial idea and the idea of dropping out of university. However, I didn't want to drop out of university without having any sort of backup plan. So I started working really hard, applying to apprenticeships every single day to try and get a degree apprenticeship. This would allow me to take more of that practical element of kind of actually doing a job and working, instead of being just in the university side of things where it's very theoretical and quite boring in my opinion. So after hours of applying and aggressively applying to multiple jobs, I landed my dream apprenticeship at Amazon, working in fashion sustainability at one of the biggest fashion suppliers in the world. This was a great experience. I learned from high-tier people who had great knowledge, had been to top-tier universities, and it really excelled my learning. But in 2023, that all took a massive U-turn. In 2023, all the big tech companies started doing massive layoffs. This massively impacted me and my team. I went from having a team of 4 or 5 people in London, working very closely with them, to within a matter of weeks, that whole team being disbanded. And it left me completely lost and broken, and I didn't know where I wanted to go next. My mum also went through a similar journey in 2021 during COVID, where both her and my stepdad lost their job in the same week, and our income went from very high tier middle class family to having no money coming in, no government support because they fell through the cracks, and a really financially stressful period of time in our lives. But then I stumbled into Airbnb and property. Initially I was struggling to start, a bit like everyone, not knowing where to find my feet, not knowing who to call and how to actually get deals on the phone. After call, hours and hours at hand, I finally secured my first deal. However, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, and I got in the position where we had our first deal, but we weren't actually profiting off of this. I invested more time in education and mentoring to actually get myself up to a point where I could run a profitable Airbnb. This is where things started to take a turn. We started taking on more units and slowly scaling out our Airbnb business. It got to the point where my mum could leave her job and she could become financially independent and financially free, and I was very close to that point as well. At this point, we were easily making 5k profit a month, and our business had really started to take a turn. However, as with all things, it wasn't perfect. I then really struggled with how we were actually going to scale this business to £10,000–20,000 a month, and I didn't necessarily know how we would really build a scalable business. This is when we stumbled into apart hotels and blocks of apartments. It was a eureka moment, and it was the next wave that we took on our business journey. By taking on blocks of apartments, we were able to take on 8, 9, 10 units at a time and start adding massive chunks of revenue to our bottom line while doing this at scale compared to taking on individual units at a time. We knew that during lower seasons we wouldn't be making as much money, so it was still a bit of nip and tuck and a bit tight of actually what we were going to do. I was really toying with which strategy and business model we really wanted to go double down on. Was it deal sourcing? Was it management? Was it our own rent-to-rents? After seeking advice from mentors and speaking to many different people, we decided that we were going to double down on our own rent-to-rents, because that was actually what we enjoyed and that was the model that was working best for us at the time. However, we didn't have all the funds in the world to continuously just keep reinvesting and reinvesting. So we doubled down on rent-to-rents, but we didn't know where we were going to go or how we were going to really scale. Then the opportunity came where we actually got offered a block of 9 flats, all in the same building, the whole building, but we didn't have the money. So through brand image, network, and having built this up over a year and a half, we managed to secure an investor. This investor put in all the money, we put in all the time, and set up the flats and got them running and is making loads of money now. I think our best month, we've done £10,000 profit off of 9 flats. It's 50-50 with the investor, and they also helped with doing some of the staging and decoration. We have a great relationship with them and have now also taken on another apart hotel, a block of 5 flats with them in Harrogate as well. So it's been a relationship that's been ever growing and has been an amazing relationship that we've been able to build. Through our experience and learnings of having done 2 apart hotels, we then acquired 8 more by ourselves using our own money. This was the first time we had to set up 8 flats by ourselves and did a massive staging job, start to finish, decorating, painting, all kinds of things, you name it. This has now brought us up to 33 units. The main lessons that we've taken away from this and any sort of success that we've had so far is that consistency is king. If you do something for a long enough period of time and you do it over and over again, you will beat out your competition, and that's how you can just rise above and start making that money that you always dreamed of. Another thing that we learned massively was systems. You are only as good as your systems, whether that's delegating, your software, your automations, everything. We've massively improved this over the last couple months, but what I've learned from that is that you will only ever be as good as the systems that operate. And if you want that life of freedom, security, and you want to be able to actually work on your business and not in your business, you have to have the right systems in place. And that's been a massive learning from us. Where previously we were just working in the business all the time, making sure that everything would operate smoothly. And now we've taken that step out of it to actually build a proper business. The last one, which has massively helped us, is building a brand. Building a brand within our industry and within our niche has allowed us to get developers, letting agents, landlords, work with clients, all kind of things, and getting these people on side. When you have built a brand in your niche, whether it's through social media, through paid ads, through website traffic, whatever it is, how you've built that brand is you need to be known in your industry. If you do not get your name out there, you will never be known and you'll never actually get the success. Some of the best deals that we have done have been ones that have come to us off market through building a brand and building relationships. We have now hit £60,000 a month revenue and £20,000 a month profit, all within under 2 years of starting our Airbnb business. If you want to see a little bit more about my story, subscribe here and follow me on Instagram.